Hi, my name is Mike Lau, and I'm a clinician at Health Directions, and I would like to talk to you about synthetic drugs. First of all, what I want to do is talk to you about what a synthetic drug is. A synthetic drug is basically a drug with properties and effects that are similar to a known hallucinogen or a narcotic, but it has slightly altered chemical structure, especially a drug that's created in order to evade restrictions against illegal substances. Basically, that's why synthetic drugs have become so popular, because they're not detected through what we would typically know as a random drug test. Some examples of synthetic drugs. Basically, synthetic drugs can be broken up into two categories. One of those categories are synthetic hallucinogens. These include bath salts, chemical compounds, or bath salts that will mimic the effects of other drugs such as cocaine and methamphetamines. The other type of synthetic drug includes synthetic cannabinoids. This is basically synthetic marijuana or synthetic pot. The synthetic marijuana, synthetic pot, these are chemically formulated versions of synthetic marijuana, and it consists of THC, but the THC is lab manufactured THC. Are synthetic drugs an issue? Recently, what has been shown is that the poison control centers throughout the United States continue to receive hundreds and hundreds of calls regarding instances of poisoning, including instances of accidental deaths and suicide as a result of both of these types of synthetic drug uses. Calls received by the Poison Control Center generally reflect a very small percentage of actual instances of poisoning. In 2011, what has been found is about 11% of those 12th graders around the country have reported using synthetic marijuana in the past year. And the number of calls that have been made to the Poison Control Center in 2010 doubled from about 3,000 to almost about 7,000 in 2011. So there's been a huge increase in the use of synthetic drugs, both of those hallucinogen types of synthetic drugs and the synthetic marijuana. The synthetic marijuana being a little bit more popular than the synthetic hallucinogen. So this has definitely become a huge issue. One of the big issues is the use in high schools. Again, what kids have found is this is not detectable through the random drug testing that happens in high schools. So a lot of athletes are able to take these different types of synthetic drugs and successfully pass the random drug tests through the schools. Where are synthetic drugs found? They're readily found on the internet. You can type in synthetic drugs, synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogens. You can type in any of the popular names that these synthetic drugs go by, which I'll get to in a minute, and you will find literally hundreds of sites that will sell these over the internet. Local tobacco shops will sell synthetic drugs. Convenience stores, gas stations, truck stops have also been found to sell synthetic drugs, synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogens, often under different labels, kind of packaged to look like bath salts. Synthetic hallucinogens. Again, what these do is they act as stimulants. They act very similar to hallucinogens. The The results that kids see, adults see when they take these synthetic hallucinogens are very similar to the same results, the same actions that are seen in a person that will take LSD or heroin. That's how serious these hallucinogens are. Some of the signs and symptoms of synthetic hallucinogens. What happens is that when a person takes synthetic hallucinogens, there's an immediate reaction to the body's central nervous system. So what we see is an increase in the person's heart rate. We will see an increase in their blood pressure. The person may experience hallucinations, such as auditory hallucinations, hearing voices, visual hallucinations. They may see things that are not actually there. The person may become extremely paranoid. Suicidal thoughts may enter into the picture. The person may become extremely violent. Nausea, vomiting may be an effect of the synthetic hallucinogen. Again, very, very similar to the same effect as LSD or acid. Some of the different names that synthetic hallucinogens go by. You can see a pretty extensive list. Again, if you type or Google any of these into the web browser, you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of places to buy these. Bliss, Charge, Raving Dragon, Cloud9, Raze, Stardust, Magic, Amped, Crystal Buddy, 8 Balls, Ivory Wave, Ivory Snow. These are some of the different names that are on the packages that include synthetic hallucinogens. The other category of synthetic drug use is marketed under synthetic marijuana. Synthetic marijuana is basically used to mimic the same effects that one would get by using pot or by using marijuana. The signs and the symptoms of synthetic marijuana: increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, again, effects onto the central nervous system, extremely paranoid behavior. Person may become extremely agitated, may become extremely irritable. The person may experience nausea, vomiting, extreme confusion, drowsiness, headache, seizures. The person may also feel a very strong desire for these feelings to end, which could result in suicide. One of the things that happens with synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogens, is the packaging of these synthetic drugs is so random that a person could take the synthetic marijuana, the synthetic hallucinogen, at 9 o'clock in the morning, get their desired effect, which may be minimal, take another hit, so to speak, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that same day from the same package of synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogen, and experience extreme paranoia, agitation, drowsiness, suicidal behavior, hallucinations, and actually commit suicide. You just never know what kind of effects you're going to get from any use that you take from the synthetic marijuana or synthetic hallucinogen. It's extremely random. There's no quality control or quality assurance, so to speak. Marketing of synthetic marijuana, again, some of the different names that this synthetic marijuana goes by. Probably the most popular is K2 or K3, Spice Gold, Spice Silver, Earth Impact, Galaxy Gold, Silver Flare, Moon Rocks, Red X Dawn. Again, any kind of entry of these names into a Google search will produce hundreds and hundreds of hits. In conclusion, if you do suspect that someone you know is using synthetic drugs, it's crucial to seek help immediately, again, because these can be so dangerous, even more dangerous than what we found without that synthetic entry of regular marijuana use, or so-called quote-unquote regular hallucinogen use. Again, due to the side effects, confronting the potential user, can pose a threat. If you do suspect that someone is using synthetic drugs, either marijuana or hallucinogen, assess the situation with safety in mind, obviously, and then confer, with a professional for help as soon as possible. Usually, that first course of action is to get them to the emergency room. Again, we don't know what kind of side effects they're gonna experience, or what kind of effects they're gonna experience from that hallucinogen, from the synthetic marijuana use. We want to be sure to use available drug. Be sure to use available drug and alcohol, mental health, and/or other emergency sources. They're always available to assist and provide options. Again, the emergency room is probably going to be the first line of defense for anybody using a synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogens. If you needed more information on synthetic marijuana, synthetic hallucinogens, general synthetic drug use, you can contact Health Directions or North Central Behavioral Health Systems at area code 815-224-1610. You can also schedule an appointment at 815-224-1610. If you have any questions about today's webinar, you can feel free to email at communications@ncbhs.org. If you want more information, or more information on available webinars that we've done in the past, you can contact us at www.healthdirectionsonline.org. Thank you.